Hey, it's AP, and today I'm upgrading my fence. Check it out. A few years back, we made the investment of putting a fence around our property. We have a couple kids, and we wanted to keep them out of harm's way, so we thought a fence was a really great investment. We're fortunate enough to have a pretty big lot. It's a corner lot, and with a Center Hall Colonial, we wanted something classy that made a statement, not too much of a statement as to annoy the neighbors. Now, what I really wanted was something like this. Coming to the conclusion that I'm not Stephen King or a billionaire, we realized that that wasn't in our budget. Now, even without the gargoyles or spider webs, what we really wanted was going to cost a little bit over $100,000, which was a little too much for our budget. Now, that was going to get us brick columns and, a decorative fence and an automatic driveway gate, all the stuff that first world problems are made out of. We ended up budgeting this down to about $30,000, which is still a lot of money, but we now have a fence and it looks pretty good, and most importantly, the kids are safe. Now, one thing I wanted, which was super cost prohibitive, were finials on the pickets of the fence. A finial is this decorative topper that fits on top of the spear here. Now, granted, the stock spear is just a pinched top and it looks okay, but it doesn't have that little bit of mwah that I'm looking for here. You know what I mean? When we installed the fence, to have the finials added, it was an extra $12 per finial, per one of these, per picket. Now, each panel has 15 pickets on it. So that's what, $180? And then when you have, say, 40 panels, actually when you have 80 panels, all the way around, you're looking at an extra almost $14,000. $14,000 extra to add these little toppers to your pickets. Well, I said, nope, we're not going to do that. I'm going to revisit this at a later date. And I did. Now, I was going to buy these wholesale, and even at a wholesale price, they're looking at about $3 per shipped. And I thought I can do better than that. So I went to my local fence supply store and I got a metal finial, just one metal finial. And then I went to Fiverr and I spent $50 hiring someone to 3D design this in Fusion 360 for me. And, well, I'm now printing about 600 of them on my 3D printer at about 40 cents a piece. So for about $240, I'll be able to get this whole run of fence completed with 3D printed finials. How cool is that? Now, I'm using 3D printed finials on this side because, like I said, we're on a corner lot, and this side of the corner is very wooded. It's almost like wildernessy over here, so not a lot of people are going to get up close to the fence. And so I figured, why spend $3 a picket on metal when I can just do 40 cents per picket with 3D printed? These are printed in PETG. And PETG is really good for outdoor use. It's not impact resistant, but it can withstand impact. It has some flexibility, so it can deal with the fluctuations in weather. And it looks pretty darn nice. I mean, unless you're looking super close at this, you'd have no idea that this is 3D printed. So whether you're installing a 3D printed finial or a metal finial, the process is pretty much the same. You're gonna need a couple of tools. Well, first you're gonna need your finials. Then you're gonna need a hacksaw, if you only have a few of them, or if you have 600 like I do, a power tool. This is an angle grinder. It's just what I had. Milwaukee makes a tool called the Hacksaw, which is pretty much a powered hacksaw. That would be pretty good on this as well. But I'm going to use what I have. I'm not going to spend money on tools that I don't necessarily need for the long run, so we're going to use this. Now, one of the most important things here, obviously outside of safety, is your measurements. You're making a permanent change to the fence. You are literally cutting off these spears. So you want to make sure you get them in the right space the first time. And my suggestion to you is measure tall, because you can always go down. Don't measure short, because you can't go higher without replacing the entire picket. So I found a height that I was satisfied with, which was about 3 inches, and I cut a block of wood that's 3 inches tall. Now I can butt this up against the picket with a clamp and cut it off. Then they'll all be relatively the same height. And this is it's a nice height. It's actually even a little bit taller actually than the top of this. So I could probably go down another, I don't know, half an inch. But again, go tall to start. If you're not happy with how high it is, you can always go lower. Don't go low first because you can't go higher. All right, let's cut a few off and install some. All right, so we're going to clamp up against the picket, nice and tight. And then you should put on your glasses and carefully slice. There we go. This is going to be hot. Whew. There we go. And now we simply take our picket or our finial and we pop it on. There you go. Now these were also designed with a hole in the back so you can screw them in. We're not going to do that just yet. We're going to cut a bunch of these first and then move on. So here, let's do a couple more. All right, I have my first panel complete. And as you saw, they fit on here pretty tightly, but because I live in a neighborhood of pirates and thieves, I'm going to secure them with a self-drilling screw, like one of these guys right here. But to do that, because I have the deer fence here, I'm gonna have to go on the other side of the fence to screw those in. So let's do a company move. All right, one panel complete, 15 down, 585 to go. But this is looking fantastic. It doesn't look bad at all. The road is far enough away that you're not going to be able to notice that they're 3D printed, and being printed in black plus spray painted to be a little more dull than the shiny plastic really makes this look like it's part of the fence, and it always has been. 40 cents a piece printed. How amazing is that? If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to tackle an upgrade like this for your fence. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. It does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.